Hey guys, what's up? This is Leo with DualSim.us, and in this video I want to do a software review of the BLU Pure XL phone. So you probably watched my full review of it, or my top 5 things that I love about this phone and top 5 things that I hate about this phone. But in those videos, I don't really talk about the software side of it. By the way, if you want to watch those videos, I will have the links in the description below. And you can also buy this phone on Amazon. It's a great Christmas gift. It costs $350, which is a very good price for an unlocked phone of this high-end quality and all of that. But in this video, I want to talk about the software side of it, and the software is very important because that's what you actually interact with when you use the phone. So by default, this phone comes with this carefree launcher. That's what BLU calls it. And to be honest with you, I don't really like this launcher. But you would be the judge of that. I'll just tell you about it and you do what you prefer. So the launcher is made to resemble this iPhone style where all your apps are on home screens, so you don't have an app drawer. And the first thing I did after activating this phone, I installed a Google Now launcher, but for this review I actually deleted it because I couldn't switch the launcher for some reason. So this is a stock launcher here, and you know, some of you may hate it, some of you may be okay with it. It's your personal preference. I went ahead and deleted it. But let's talk about other things that are not right in your face. So number one thing that really confused me in the beginning is notification and quick toggles. So I'm used to quick toggles or quick settings being on the top over here, and sometimes you have to switch them like that. But in Android Lollipop, they're usually like on the top, but they're not. And what you see here is a third-party app called Power Toggles. Now it's not there by default, so don't look at this and think, oh, you have the controls. It's actually not, and it took me a little while to figure this out. But to get to your quick toggles, you have to swipe from the bottom. And while it's confusing and difficult to get used to in the beginning, I actually appreciate it now because this phone is so huge. The screen is so huge. For you to reach the top and to pull it down, you have to actually change the grip of your phone. So if you hold it like this, you can't possibly reach the top of the phone. So you have to slide the phone down, and then you can slide the notification area down. But the BLU put the power toggles on the bottom, so they're easy to reach, and you can actually make this available even when your screen is locked. Let me show you. So I have a lock screen available, and you can see here's my pattern. But if you swipe from the bottom, from this black area, you can swipe the toggles on, and you can, you know, disable some things. You can go into Wi-Fi mode. You can change the screen brightness without unlocking the phone. And what I really appreciate is that you have quick access to your flashlight. So sometimes you just need the flashlight. It's dark, and unlocking the phone will take forever. So it's easy to use that, and it's convenient for the big screen. Now, another thing, in my review I said this phone does not have a screen knock-on function like I got used to with LG phones, but it actually does. You just need to activate it. So I'll show you. The screen is off, you double tap it, and it goes on. And there's a lot more options that I want to talk to you about, and they are in settings. So let's go into settings, swipe up. So we're in settings right now. You have to slide down and go into advanced settings and smart gestures. Okay, so in here you can activate double click to wake. It's right there, and I actually think you can double tap. No, it's only double tap to wake the phone up, not to put it to sleep. So let's go back to settings, and there's a lot of more other things here. So by default, the smart gestures, I'm not sure if they're activated or not, but for example, you have these black screen gestures. What this means is when your screen is off completely, you can basically draw something on a screen and it will perform a certain functions. And you have to enable it first, but then when you click on the name, here are your options. So if you draw a C, it opens the camera, but you can actually change that to a no function, to something else, or you can pick an app that you want to use. So if you want to change an app, like I don't like the stock camera, I prefer the HTC Camera, which right there, my HTC Camera, and it shows you what you need to draw. Okay, so finish, select the screen, and all you do is draw a C, and it understands what you're telling it to do and opens the camera app. So why would you want to do that if this phone has a physical camera button? Now, if you watched my review or the 5 things I hate about this phone, the physical camera button doesn't always work. So if you press and hold, like I'm doing right now, nothing happens. I don't know why, but sometimes it feels buggy. If you do it again, see, nothing happens, and I'm pressing it really hard. Now, if you double tap it, what happens? It should wake up the camera and take like 5 snapshots really fast. It doesn't. But basically, that's convenient if you like really need to take a fast shot. You double tap it, and it should open the camera and take 5 fast shots, and then you choose the best one. So this avoids you unlocking the phone, getting into camera, you know, and like focusing. It does everything for you really fast, but right now it's not working. So let's get back to the software aspect of this phone. I'll unlock it with a fingerprint scanner, and we'll close the camera app. So you can draw an E and go to email. Once again, you can reset it. Now I set O to torch, to flashlight, because if like you have to tap, double tap, then pull up this menu again, it takes time, and you know, I'm super impatient. Some of you may be also impatient. So if you draw an O, it turns on the flashlight. Very convenient. So that's the smart gestures, and let's see what else is in there. So advanced settings, smart gestures. You can basically set this phone for smart calling, smart answer. So if you pick up the phone to your ear, it answers automatically. Now I don't use that, but you can play with it right there. So smart answer, you can put it to your ear and it will answer automatically. So pause alarm, another function. Flip the phone over, alarm shuts off. Pretty neat. Now you don't have to activate it, but you know, like alarms are pretty annoying, and to turn it off you have to unlock the phone and press the button and all that good stuff. But here you can set it so that you just flip the phone and alarm goes off. And you know, there's many more smart gestures. There's also some air gestures. So this has to do with your front-facing camera. I'm not gonna go through all of them because I don't use most of them, and if you get this phone you can play with the settings, but there's a lot to choose from. Now another thing, if you watch the 5 things I hate about this phone, one of them, I think number 1 in that list, is the fact that the capacitive touch buttons are pretty hard to press because the sensor is very small. Now let me turn off the screen so you can see the buttons. But the sensor is pretty small, so you have to be exactly on the button to actually make it work. So what BLU did is, and it is especially useful for older apps that have not been updated. So suspend button. Let's say you need a menu button. You have this little circle, you pop it open, and you have your home, menu, lock screen, and back buttons. I'm not sure if you can actually no, you can't change any settings on this, but this gives you access to your menu button if you need it. Now I wish BLU did, if you press the multitasking button and hold it, that would substitute menu, but it didn't. So you can basically move this thing around. It only goes on the side of the phone, but you can have it wherever you want, and it gives you access to those legacy buttons. Pretty neat, and it doesn't really obstruct your usability. It actually overlays, even when you use games, it overlays them. So if you are playing a game, I recommend you shut this off. But if you're having problems like I am with the capacitive touch buttons, this is a good substitute until there is root and we can install software buttons on screen buttons. Alright, so I'll shut this off. I don't use it. Another thing I wanted to talk to you about is the camera app. So I already made a separate video about the camera app, but while this is a great camera on this phone and the app itself is pretty good, I don't like certain things about it. First of all, to switch between video and photo taking mode, you actually have to press one of the buttons. So if you're in main camera screen and you need to start video recording, you first have to press the camcorder, so it switches modes. And as you can see, it did not switch the the buttons here. So if I press this, see, it's a take picture icon, but it's actually recording. Now there is also no pause, so you have to stop recording if you want. You cannot pause the recording. Some reason okay, video quality, you can set it here. Now you can record in 4K, but the problem with 4K that I found is that if I upload 4K video to YouTube, YouTube does not understand that video, and my Mac cannot understand this video. But if you record the video, it will actually play back on your phone. So it's recording in 4K right now, and we can play that video back, and this is a 4K recording. All right. Another thing I don't like about the camera app is that you cannot turn flash on or off during recording. So there are a few things that I don't like. I mean, it's a great camera, and if you can live with those annoyances, that's fine. But what I did, I actually installed an HTC Camera app. Now, it's also not perfect. The problem with it, you also don't have the pause button. But if you want to start recording a video, all you do is press the record button and it's recording. And you can also turn the flash on or off while recording. And you can take pictures while recording. So it's more convenient, this camera app. But the problem with it, after using it, for some reason, it puts the phone into vibrate mode. But you can see there. So the phone is in vibration mode. So yeah, basically this phone is really nice, but the software on it needs some updating, some bug fixes, and I do recommend that you get a different launcher right away, but that's up to you. It's your personal thing. If you want the HTC Camera app, you can download it. It's not available in Play Store. Well, actually it is, but it's only for HTC devices. But I'll put a link to the XDA developers forum, and you can download it from there, the HTC Camera app, as well as the gallery that comes with it. It's pretty nice and much more useful than stock app, but again, it has some issues with it. So one last thing, guys, this phone by default comes with this very annoying keyboard, which I actually deleted, so I cannot show you. I went into settings and I deleted it right away. And another thing I recommend that you do is go into settings, apps, and you disable apps that you don't use, the ones that you can disable. So I disable most of the Google like Google Playbooks, Google Games, Play Movies, Play Music, Newsstand, Google Plus, Hangouts, and Opera browser I also disabled because it was a piece of crap. Now, some of you may like it, I don't. I actually pretty much hate it because I couldn't even open a website with it. I don't know what's wrong with that browser, but I hate it and I disable it. Now, there are some apps that are on the phone and you cannot disable them and you cannot delete them until there is root, but you can disable whatever you. I recommend that you disable apps that you don't use. For example, I hate Hangout apps because a lot of my friends, they have like this ongoing conversation where we plan the what we're doing for the weekend, but every time somebody posts, there's a stupid notification sound and I just hate it, so I disabled the whole thing altogether. All right, guys, thanks for watching again. This was Leo with DealSim.us. I appreciate you taking your time watching this video. Please click the like button if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel. Once again, you can watch my unboxing video, my full review of this phone, and I made 2 short mini reviews. You can call them 5 things that I hate about this phone and 5 things that I like about this phone if you still didn't buy it and you're in process of making a decision. And if you do want to buy this phone, once again, there is a link in the description below to the Amazon listing. It's $350. I think in few months they'll start dropping the price, but it will be a slow process because this phone is very high-end and it's in demand, so BLU doesn't have any reasons to drop the price at this point. Now, I'll tell you, I really love this phone and I'm using it as my main phone right now, and I think I'll stick with it for a long time. But I'll still be doing dual SIM phone reviews for you. And I believe my next phone will be a OnePlus 2 or OnePlus X. I haven't decided if I even want to review it, but I'm thinking about it. Alright guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.